Baby, this distance is the only thing that's holding me back from you. I'm so sick of missing you. Baby, I'm so sick of missing you. And I'm daydreaming about you and I'm so sick of missing you. So that I do.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Valentine's Day look for you. So first I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids as usual with the with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up the shade Almond Truffle from my Chocolate Bonbons palette. I wanted to use this palette again because I just think it screams Valentine's Day, especially because it has hearts in the palette. So I just think it's a really great palette, honestly, and I can't put it down. So I'm grabbing that shade Almond Truffle and I'm just blending that out using that as a transition shade first. Now we're going to pick up the shade Bordeaux. I love this shade. I said that in my previous video. I love it, and I'm just going to use that to deepen up the crease a little bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pick up a fluffier blending brush and blend it all out. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab some concealer again, and I'm just adding that in the inner part of my eyelid just to make sure the eyeshadow that I'm going to put on next will stick on a lot better and make it more vibrant. Now I'm going to go back to the palette and I'm going to get the shade Cotton Candy. It's a pretty pink shade. I'm just going to add that on my eyelid. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up the other pink shade in the palette, which is a lot lighter. It's called Sprinkle, and it's such a pretty shade. I just think it just gives it a pretty subtle pink look.
It's the only thing that's holding me back from you.
Now I'm going to get the shade Malted, and it's a dark brown shade, and I'm going to use that to deepen up the crease a lot more. This shade is so pigmented, so be careful when you add this onto the crease because I think I added way too much. I think I made it a lot deeper than I wish I would have made it, but I mean, it still turned out great. Now I'm just blending it out with my fluffy brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up my Wet n Wild Velvet Tip eyeliner. This is more of a marker eyeliner. I had this in my previous videos, the Wet n Wild First Impressions, and I love this eyeliner. It's so nice. And as you can tell, I'm not going to wing it out today. I know I always wing out my eyeliner, but I decided to not wing it out today. So I'm just adding a little bit. That way my fake lashes that I'm going to apply later will blend in pretty with my real lashes. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the Balm What's Your Type mascara, and I'm going to add that onto my lashes. And then I'm going to go back to the palette and add a little bit more of that Bordeaux shade. Now I'm going to curl my lashes, and I'm going to add my fake lashes, which are my favorite. I used these in my last video also, which are the Eyeliner Vegas Nay Grand Glamour lashes. They're so pretty, and I feel like they look so much prettier without the wing. I don't know why. I just feel they look a lot prettier without the winged eyeliner. Now we're going to go on to the face. I'm going to grab my Pond's Moisturizing Cream. I love this stuff, and I'm just going to add this as a primer, and I'm just putting that on all over my face and just rubbing it in really nicely. Now I'm going to get my favorite foundation, which is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 230. This is the dewy and smooth kind, and I'm just dotting this all over my face first, and then I'm going to blend it out with my Real Techniques blending sponge. I love this foundation because my skin is really dry, and this gives it a really nice luminous finish to it. It's my favorite foundation I've ever used, honestly. Hands down, it's my favorite. I love it.
Baby, I'm so sick of missing you. And I'm daydreaming about you and
Now I'm going to get my NYX HD Concealer in the shade Beige, and I'm just going to start highlighting my face with that. I'm putting that under my eyes and my nose, my forehead, and I'm also going to be adding this on my chin, and I'm just going to blend it out with that same Real Techniques blending sponge.
It's so bittersweet. And I wanna touch your body, I wanna feel you on me, but you're out of reach. 'Cause I don't want the screen, I want the real thing. I'm so sick of missing you. I'm daydreaming, baby, I'm so sick of missing you. I'm daydreaming, and I'm daydreaming about you and I all the damn time. I'm so sick of missing you.
Now I'm going to start baking my face. I'm going to be adding this translucent powder on my under eye area, my forehead, and also on my nose, just to set that area up and give it a brighter look to it. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face with my Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Powder. This is a lot different. It's a lot different than the loose translucent powder. So if you want to start baking, I recommend using loose face powder, not pressed. And now onto the eyebrows. I'm actually going to try out a new product, which is the Demi NYC Levotics eyebrow pencil. This is in the shade dark brown, and I'm just going to start filling in my eyebrows with this. This is very pigmented, so you want to make sure you have a light hand with it. I kind of went a little crazy because I didn't know how pigmented it was, but yeah, it's a really nice pencil. I really recommend it. It's really nice. I'm just going to finish off filling in my eyebrows, and then I'm going to brush off the translucent powder under my eyes.
Stuck in a daze, I can't escape, 'cause all I think about.
Now I'm going to start contouring. I'm using the e.l.f. contouring palette. I love this palette. It's so nice. And I'm just going to grab my e.l.f. blending brush. I think it's not the contour brush, it's the blending brush. I love this brush. This was actually my first time using it, and it blended out my contour so nicely, and it didn't make it look too harsh, which I love. This brush, I definitely recommend it, honestly, and the palette also. These two are a great match made in heaven. Now I'm going to get the darker shade. First I started off with the lightest contour shade. Now I'm getting the darker one, and I'm just going to start deepening up my contour with that.
I love us, but I hate it. It's so bittersweet. And I wanna touch your body.
Now I'm going to get to the light contour shade from the palette, and I'm going to start contouring my nose with that just a little bit, and I'm just going to add that on the sides of my nose and on the tip of my nose.
Baby, I'm so sick of missing you.
Now I'm going to add some blush. This is the Physicians Formula Argan Oil Wear. I think that's what it's called. I'll leave it down below. It's probably not called that, but I'm not sure of the shade, so I'll also leave that down below. But I'm going to be adding this on the apples of my cheeks just to give it a really nice pink flush to the cheeks. Now as for highlight, I'm going to take my Becca Champagne Pop highlight with my e.l.f. brush. I love this brush for highlighting. It's so nice. I'm going to add that on the high points of my face, so my cheekbones. I'm also adding this on my nose, on my cupid's bow, and a little bit on my forehead. I love this highlight. Can you just see how beautiful it is? Oh, it just makes the whole look, honestly. I kind of added a whole lot, but I love it. Now I'm going to finish off my eyes. I'm going to start getting the shade Molasses, and I'm adding that on my lower lash line. And then I also went ahead and grabbed the shade Totally Fetch, which is a really hot pink shade. I grabbed a little bit of this with my finger and just added this on my lower lash line also, just to give it a little pink, you know. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab the shade Cotton Candy again, and I'm also going to add that on my lower lash line. Honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to put in my lower lash line, so I just went a little crazy on it. And lastly, I'm going to get the shade Dark Truffle and add this onto my lower lash line. And that's it. I promise. That's it. Now I'm going to add some mascara on my lower lashes and just added that. And then I also grabbed a black eyeliner pencil and added that into my waterline.
So sick of missing you.
Now to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone, I went ahead and grabbed the NYX Prismatic eyeshadow in the shade Girl Talk.
Dreaming about you and I'm so sick of missing you. It's all that I do. It's all that I do. I love us, but I hate this. It's so bittersweet.
Now I just went ahead and grabbed my Wet n Wild Color Icon lip liner in the shade Plumberry.
I wanna feel you on me, but you're out of reach. 'Cause I don't want the screen, I want the real thing. I'm so sick of missing.
And then I went ahead and grabbed this new Hard Candy Velvet Matte Lip Gloss. It's basically a liquid lipstick, and it's in the shade Sweet Pea, and it's such a pretty pink shade. It reminds me a lot of Dose of Color Stone. It looks really pale on camera, but it's actually really pretty. So actually, to tone it down a little bit, I just went ahead and grabbed my finger and started blending it out. And that is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really love this look. I actually wore this for February 13th, and that's when I celebrated Valentine's Day with my parents. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Valentine's Day, and even if you're single on Valentine's Day, embrace it. Make the most out of it. That's what I did. So I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on my social media, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, you guys.
So that I'm so sick of missing you.
Gotta run, love ain't hang longer, but I got someone who waits for me, and right now she's where I need to be. Time is love. Time is love. And why do I always use the words that cut the deepest when I know how much it hurts you? Oh baby, why do I do that to you? Tell me to come on over. I like the sound of that. That makes wanna come on over. Come on over. I just wanna keep that reach. Like I need you fanatically. Got to magically sure as the sky is blue. Baby, I love you. Can't keep my hands to myself. I mean, I could, but why would I want to?